What is up, my buttery biscuits? So in today's video, I'm going to be trying the KVD Good Apple Foundation for a second time. And the reason why I'm doing that is because if you guys checked out my first one, it was super light. And on top of that too, I guess a lot of people were commenting in the comment section, you know what? A lot of people are saying this wears really bad throughout the day. And I do have to be honest, and I said within my review as well too, I really love the way the foundation sat, especially after wearing it over 6 hours. Or I think I wore it just about 6 hours, but I literally did sit there all day. I said it within my review. However, today I am going to go out to dinner and I am going to go to a couple stores, so I actually do want to put this on, put a mask on, wear it, walk around, all that good stuff, and actually test it in my right shade. So in that very first one, I was wearing the shade 027, which I gave to a friend because I was like, it was just so pale. And I saw a couple people in the comment section talking about like, oh, the shade looks fine, but I'm like, y'all, I literally look like Casper in person. Like, I look like the Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. It was just so bad. I was like, no. Like, at the end of the video, of course, I did look okay because I did put bronzer and a contour on and stuff like that. However, the foundation just by itself, 027, is so light, which is crazy because it is listed as a medium shade. Within today's video, I'm going to be using the shade 039, which I actually already swatched, and I feel like it is a perfect color for me. I do feel like it does have a little bit of oranginess to it, and it is supposed to be neutral, but y'all know I complain about this all the time. When it comes to foundation, it's just like getting a neutral is just really hard. Like, it's either going to pull too pinky, it's going to pull too orangey. And this one, I did swatch it on my neck and I was like, oh, it's pretty good. I think it's the closest that I'm going to get within the 40 shades that are available on KVD. By the way, y'all, I got 15% on this because it was my first order through KVD and I got 15% off, so I was excited about that. But anyways, y'all, so I'm going to be testing this out and then doing a little bit more like wear time with it, you know what I'm saying? Because I do feel like, I guess within the first video, since I did just sit there, but let's keep it real, some days we just put on makeup and we just sit there. Or even if you have like an office job, you just sit there, you know what I mean? Because I did see a lot of people commenting in my comment section like, are you sure you really like it? Everyone's saying it wears horrible throughout the day, it looks bad, it does not wear good at all. And I'm like, y'all, you guys saw my skin at the end of that very first one and I thought it looked amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, it's really good. So I just wanted to try it again, and especially now that I got my color right, which I'm super excited about. Once again, in the shade 039, just so that you guys know, like with MAC, I either wear like an NW25 or like an NC30, NC35, depending, you know what I mean? So that way you guys have a little bit of a reference before going into this, because the shade 027, I just feel like looking at it on Sephora or KVD, I'm like, this looks like it would be my color, but then, oh my gosh, when you put it on, it is super pale. So anyways, y'all, I'll give you guys a little bit more details within this video as far as the foundation, but if you guys do want more in-depth, like first impression of it, I'll go ahead and leave a link to my original video right up here so you guys can check it out. This one basically is just trying it again and actually wearing it and actually showing you guys the shade that I think is best for me, because that first one I was just like, ugh. And on top of that too, another thing I did want to mention is I did put on bronzer and stuff like that. I do want to go ahead and not put on bronzer within this video, because also maybe that does have something to do with the wearability of it. Like, let's keep it real, we all put on blush or bronzer or contour, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do that, but that does typically tend to build on a little bit more coverage. And if you're wearing a really good bronzer, contour, or, you know, blush, that could help the longevity of your foundation as well too, obviously. So within today's video, I'm giving it a 100% fair shot of just wearing the foundation and the foundation only. But I just want to say right off the bat, I will be using my Charlotte Tilbury powder, because everyone was asking about this on live. They were like, oh, everyone online hated the way that it wore. However, it did look beautiful for like the first hour, but then like 3 or 4 hours in the day, it was nasty. And I was like, y'all, I set it with this powder and I thought it looked amazing. So we're gonna see within today's video. So if you guys are interested in seeing my second review of the KVD Good Apple Foundation, of course, go ahead and keep on watching. If y'all are new here, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so that way you'll get notified when I upload a new video. Y'all, I got out of breath. I just be talking so fast. Whenever I do a video, I feel like I just gotta talk fast so that way I like get it out. Hey y'all, my fat ass is out of breath over here. Anyways, make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and let's go ahead and get into it. And before we jump into the application of this second review here, I'm gonna go ahead and read the details from KVD's website, because last time I did read them from Sephora, so that way you guys hear what KVD has to say. I do think it is really crazy that this foundation is still actually going viral. Like, I keep on seeing TikToks with hundreds of thousands of views just go up every single day, and I do think, like, rightfully so. I know a lot of people out there are like, oh my gosh, like, who's shocked by a cream foundation? But it's just the way that it applies, being that it's like so light and it doesn't feel like a whole lot of coverage, but then it provides like the most full coverage ever. It's just kind of a trip, and I don't think there's anything out there on the market that's like it. I told you guys in my previous video, I had it right here last time. I can't find it right now. My desk is a mess. I thought that it would be comparable to the MAC Full Coverage. That's literally the name of it, a cream foundation. I told you guys that was my favorite foundation. Oh my god, for years I absolutely absolutely love it. That thing to me provides the most coverage out of any foundation I've ever tried, and I do think that this foundation actually can top that. But there is very little product in there. I believe it's only like 0.38 ounces, but I did forget to mention within my previous video, I think it's because it's so concentrated, that's why it's so little of product. You know what I mean? Anyway, so this is what it has to say. By the way, once again, I am going to be using today the shade Medium 39, which in my previous video, once again, I used Medium 27. So as you guys can see, that's like what, 12 numbers off, 12 shades off. It is kind of like a big difference, you know? So this actually says for medium skin with neutral undertones, which is actually what the Medium 27, it was a light medium, which I pretty much consider myself to be light medium. So I don't know. Anyways, let me just go ahead and read these details, and then we'll just go ahead and jump right on into the application, and I'll try to speed it up because obviously this is the second one, so I don't want to be too long. But anyways, y'all, this is what it says. Quick take. A good Apple Foundation Balm gives you fast, lightweight, full coverage with a fresh matte finish. Fresh matte finish? Yep, not flat, not dewy, just right. Skin that looks like skin. High performance / lightweight. Get one and done. Buildable full coverage that lasts all day. Feels like you're not even wearing foundation, which I do have to say, that is definitely true. I have wore this foundation a couple other times after my review, and I was like, it's so crazy how like full coverage it is, but it doesn't feel like it. Like, I feel like even with the Huda Beauty foundation, y'all know I love that one, I do feel like you're wearing foundation, you know? But with this, I was like, wait, this kind of feels like the same as like the Fenty Eavesdrop skin tint. It just felt really light. Anyways, quickly cover blemishes and discoloration for an instant confidence boost. It's flashback free, non-cakey, and it lasts all day. Shade matching tips. Some shades look different in the compact, which is so true. I don't know if I mentioned this within my first video. They look dramatically different in the compact. Like, y'all, when you first look at it, you'll be like, oh, this is going to be way too dark for me. But then as soon as you swatch it, it actually comes out very light. So keep that in mind if you guys are still wanting to try this. So it says juicy details. This vegan foundation is infused with apple extract and sodium hyaluronate. I think I said it right that time. Oh my gosh, y'all know I could not say it last time. I'm like, hyaluronate. I feel like that's right. Anyways, to help nourish and hydrate skin. It's creamy, non-comedogenic, and it minimizes the appearance of pores for a smooth, healthy look. It's best for balanced to dry skin. Recyclable wasn't enough. The compact isn't just fully recyclable, it's ultra easy to recycle. Non-disassembly needed. When you're done, just empty it and recycle it with plastics. I did see somebody in my previous video talking about that it is like the Back to Mac program. However, I looked into that a little bit more, and I don't think it is like the Back to Mac program. I'm just this is just me and my thoughts of it. I think that it's just easily like to recycle. You know what I mean? You just toss it in your recycle bin and that's it. As to where the Back to Mac program, you return 5 or 6. Y'all, it's been so many years since I worked at Mac. 5 or 6 products, and then you get a free lipstick, eyeshadow, or lip gloss. So I don't think it's like that because I don't see anything like that with Mac. But also I did want to note, because within this comment that I'm referring to, people are saying, you know what, Mac never got the credit that it deserves when it comes to recycling programs. And I do want to put it out there that I feel like Mac was the first that did this. And I just always say this, y'all know, I feel like Mac was the blueprint for a lot of brands and they just get forgotten about. And I feel kind of sad about that because y'all know Mac will always have a special place in my heart. But I don't know, I guess it just comes with the time. Anyways, y'all, let me go ahead and zoom you guys in so we can get into the application portion of this video. I am going to be going in with my Fenty Beauty sponge. I just feel like I liked it a little bit better with a sponge. Yes, on camera, I did like it with the brush, and don't get me wrong, it did look good as well too. However, I don't know, I just like the finish of a sponge. I feel like it's really good. You do have to be very careful though with this product to not pick up too much, because then the coverage will be very overwhelming. So I'm going to go ahead and just stipple this on, which by the way, I didn't put on a, well, I guess technically I put on a primer. I sprayed on a little bit of Fix Plus, the lavender one, because I just picked that up recently and I'm like, oh, I miss that scent so much. But anyways, this is it right here. Once again, the shade 39, and I'm just gonna go ahead and stipple this on. I'm actually gonna try to just get like, okay, I don't want to say a light coverage, but not like an extra full coverage like I did in my previous video. As you guys can see from right there, that shade already is looking good. I feel like this shade is pretty close to being perfect. I did notice when I swatched it on my neck though that it did look a little bit orangey, but y'all, can I tell you guys how much I absolutely hate my neck? I'm gonna share a story with you guys that's a little bit TMI, but y'all gonna be like, low-key shady, right? So anyways, tell me why at one time when I was very first taking a shower with my ex, we were up in the shower and he asked me, he's like, can you pass the scrubber? He didn't know like what it was called loofah. By the way, English is his third language. And I was like, yeah, sure. He's like, I have to scrub your neck because it's dirty. I literally looked at him like, what? No, okay, and mind you, okay, I don't know, like, it's very common, I guess, in people that are overweight, this, like, dark neck. Y'all know I complained about it all the time. Look, I said common, and people that are overweight, not everybody who's overweight, but I was just kind of like, okay. And it was lighter at the time because I was more tan, so it blended in more, as well as I was like 40 pounds lighter or like 35 pounds lighter. So I'm like, this fool really thought I got a dirty neck. I felt so embarrassed. But anyways, as you guys can see from right here with the sponge, you can actually get, you know what? I kind of feel like you could get a medium coverage with this, which is a trip, but this is with a wet sponge, so maybe it did shear down. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and build it up a little bit more. I'm sure you guys already know how much coverage this has in it, so I really don't feel the need to like pile it on and like give a extreme full coverage look. And then to save time on this video too, I am going to be doing my other side of the face, or the other side of my face off of camera to shave time. To save time. Y'all, I don't know, like the more that I wear this foundation with a sponge, I absolutely love it with a sponge. I know a lot of people say with a brush, but I don't know. I just feel like with the sponge, it just gives you bomb like coverage. I don't know. I kind of feel like it looks less coverage, which is weird because normally with the sponge you get more coverage. But as you guys can see from right there, look how bomb that looks. And that color is pretty good. Actually, on camera, it looks a little bit light, but in person it looks good. So I want you guys to go ahead and see it right there. I feel like this, honestly, y'all, I really love the finish of this foundation. I just feel like it is so beautiful. And actually right here, if you guys paid attention to my last video, I feel like right here, this is actually getting less coverage. Maybe now because I know more about the product, so I know obviously not to push in there very hard. And as you guys can see from my sponge, really I didn't get that much product on there. I feel like this looks beautiful. What I'm gonna go ahead and do right now, actually I'll do it off camera to speed up time, is recently I've been loving using the Huda Beauty stick as a concealer. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take that underneath my eye as a concealer, and I'm gonna set it with the Charlotte Tilbury powder, but I'll go ahead and do that off of camera so that way I save more time, and then I'll come back and do my forehead. All right, y'all, so I went ahead and did this other side off of camera, and then just in case you guys are wondering, I used the shade 240N Toasted Coconut in the Huda Beauty stick foundation. I don't know why I really like it as a concealer because I feel like it's not super full coverage. I feel like it's like a medium coverage. However, you could build it up to a full coverage. I just really like the way it sits underneath my eye for some reason. So I do want to show you, this is what the color looks like with my neck. Yes, my neck is still darker, but y'all, my neck is just so dark. I can never figure it out. But I do put foundation on my neck, so I will be putting foundation on my neck after. I just kind of want to like do that off camera so I can like low-key take off this shirt, set it, and then put the shirt back on. You know what I mean? Because if I put it on now, it's gonna get all over this shirt, especially because it's like light gray around. Anyways, y'all, to hurry this on up, because y'all know I sit here and I talk so much, I'm gonna go ahead and take my sponge and then just go ahead and do this side of my forehead and then set it so that way you guys can see what it looks like with the sponge. I'm not sure if you guys can see on camera, but I just really like the way it looks. I do feel like I've seen a few TikToks and reviews online of people really not liking it with the sponge, but I do. But this is where it all comes down to. Everyone has different preferences, different skin, like different textures, you know what I'm saying? So you just have to try it and see if it works for you. I just kind of feel like online, some people take things like really like, I don't know, it's like set in stone, you know? It's like something that works for me may not work for you, and something that works for you may not work for me. I say that so much, but I just feel the need to, because people just still don't get it. Everything works different for everybody, you know? And I know everybody always asks, like, oh, because I'm bald, like, where do I stop putting my foundation? I literally take it all the way up here. And then normally what I'll do is just take a brush with some mineralized skin finish from MAC and then just dust around it. So that way it kind of just blends out, you know? But I do definitely take it up into where I do have a little bit of hair, as you guys can see from right here. I take it up there. Just that way it doesn't, you know, look harsh and just like bam, you know? Which, by the way, that reminds me, I gotta get, a lot of people always request a video of me to do a how to contour a bald head. And I keep lagging on that, but eventually I will do it though, because it's been a long time coming. But anyways, I'm just blending this out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take the Charlotte Tilbury. I will say right here, actually, this part of my forehead, for some reason, you know what, now that y'all, it's so crazy that I just did that like foundation review like 2 weeks ago and I can't remember. I feel like when I was using the sponge on my forehead, I kind of feel like it did the same thing, or no, it was with the brush. I don't know, right here on my forehead it is getting a little weird. Honestly, though, I do have some type of like weird texture on my forehead. That's why I cannot wait to get a chemical peel. I'm finally getting one on Friday. And I'm like so excited because I just feel like that'll help out with my forehead texture issues. On my cheeks, I feel like my cheeks are so nice and smooth, and then my forehead is just so textury. But anyways, y'all, it kind of blended out a little bit. There's just a little bit of weird texture going on there. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is take my Tati sponge and then my Charlotte Tilbury powder and then just set my forehead with that. I feel the need to hurry up and set my forehead because this is a cream product, so I do feel like it'll heat up and sit in my fine lines. And y'all, I told you guys already, I need a Dysport refill because, ooh, my wrinkles are coming back. So let me just hurry up and set this. Okay, I think I said this when it came to the Fenty Eavesdrop. As soon as I put the Charlotte Tilbury Charlotte Tilbury powder on, I feel like it just fixes whatever issues are going on. So like how I just told you guys, there was a little bit of weird texture here. I literally just softly rolled this Charlotte Tilbury powder on. I'm not sure if you guys can see how I do it. I just kind of like roll it. And I just feel like it takes it all away. I had the same issue with the Fenty Eavesdrop skin tint. I was like, oh, I have this weird texture going on here, which is weird because like the center of my forehead here is normally pretty good. However, with the Eavesdrop, it was looking a little patchy and a little bit like separated. And then as soon as I put some of the Charlotte Tilbury powder on, it just fixed it. I love this powder. It is super overpriced. However, it does work. And I want to mention again that I do want to try the number 7 because a lot of people are telling me the number 7 is a good dupe, and I think that one's only 13 bucks, so I will be buying that soon and doing kind of like a comparison. But so far I absolutely love this Charlotte Tilbury powder. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and stop right there. I know around my eyes looks busted, but y'all know I'm going to go ahead and put on some foundation around my eyes when I do my brows. Right now it is currently 5:12, so it is kind of late. However, I will keep this on for at least 6 hours yet again. However, I will be going and walking around, having dinner, wearing a mask, which I'm a little bit nervous for because this obviously doesn't have any type of claim to be transfer proof or like, you know, transfer resistant, anything like that. So I do feel like this will come off fairly easy. However, you guys will see obviously at the end of this video, or maybe I'll do a mid check-in. I'm really not too sure. I kind of do like just doing the final at the end because I do feel like it does save a little bit of time, but we will see. So anyways, y'all, I'll see you guys within a few hours, or maybe just my final check-in. We'll see during this video, obviously. All right, y'all, so it's currently 11:37 right now. So I had this on for a little over 6 hours, and I want to go ahead and lean in so that way you guys can see actually on my nose with wearing a mask because I did go out to dinner as well as I did walk around Walmart. Yeah, like I say walk around. It's because sometimes when I'm bored, I just walk around Walmart. I know, and I like window shop, but let me tell you something, y'all. I do a really good job at like not buying stuff that I don't need. But yeah, sometimes I just walk there when I'm bored. I know that's so weird, but you guys are probably like, what? Anyways, I walked around Walmart. Anyways, so this is what it looks like. Some parts did come off a little bit from my mask. However, I do want to say I don't think it is that bad. Underneath this light, you guys can't really tell too much, but on the sides of my nose, it looks really bad. And when I first tried this foundation out in my very first review of it, it didn't look that bad, but I did literally sit there all day. Like, y'all, I literally watched My 600 Pound Life the whole entire day when I filmed that first review. So obviously I didn't build up a lot of oil. I wasn't wearing a mask. I wasn't walking around. I wasn't like doing excessive eating. Y'all, I ate so much today. Oh my gosh, by the way, if you guys are in like the LAOC area, check out Rodeo 39, or it's like Rodeo 39. I don't know. It's like one big food court. I have been going there so much recently. It is so bomb. And I just had the Hawaiian food today. Oh, so bomb. Anyways, completely off topic, y'all. I do want to say though, I feel like this color is really, really good for me. I love this color. I feel like it's so much better than the shade 27. And I do also want to say now I can actually really see how people don't like this foundation throughout the day, because definitely on the sides of my nose, y'all, it looks really bad. Like there's so much oil built up right here on my nose, the side of my nose, all right here on the side of my lip too, and as well as the bridge, the middle of my forehead. I was gonna say the bridge of my nose, but the middle of my forehead, the oil is really bad. But one thing I want to point out is now that my wrinkles are actually starting to come back because the Dysport is wearing off, I don't feel like it's sitting in my fine lines really too bad. And on me personally, I don't feel like it looks so horrible. Like I do see a lot of TikToks, a lot of reviews of people saying that this foundation does not wear bad. I mean, it does wear bad. Sorry, I'm getting my words all twisted because I'm so tired. But a lot of people are saying it's really bad throughout the day. However, for me, I do have to say, thank God that I do have pretty normal skin. Like when my skin is a little bit more dry, it's still pretty normal. When my skin's more oily, it's still pretty normal. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like if you're somebody who has like excessively oily skin, literally one of my best friends, she wanted to try this foundation. I was like, I don't think you're gonna like it at all because she's excessively oily, and I just feel like throughout the day it would be horrible on her. And I can definitely definitely see that now from the sides of my nose that it will be really, really bad. One thing I forgot to mention earlier about this foundation is that it's full coverage. I do see a lot of people online, on TikTok, on reviews, just like lathering it on, and I'm like, y'all, it is a full coverage foundation. If you put more and more and more, you're just like wasting product and using excessive product, and it's not necessary. If a foundation says that it's medium to full coverage, then okay, build it up, get the, desired coverage that you want. But this is labeled as a full coverage, so that means it's just right off the bat full coverage. So don't put on so much. I've seen so many people just be like, bam, and put on so much, and I'm like, okay, I totally understand. You want to do like the shock value, you want to do the kind of like, the clickbait thumbnail picture. I totally get it, but at the end of the day, that is going to affect the wearability of the foundation. So wear it in a normal amount is what I have to say. Before I close out this video, I do want to go ahead and, now that I have so much oil on the side of my nose, I want to go ahead and do a little touch up right here. This has no, y'all, this is dirty. Low key, I gotta clean it. High key, I gotta clean it. It looks really, really dirty, but it's a lot of the setting powder. But I'm gonna just go ahead and tap on the side here. And oh yeah, it does do a little touch up. My nose actually looks horrible. Like, it looks really, really bad because of the mask. And the first time that I did my review, I did not put on a mask at all. So my nose looks really, really bad. But honestly, just doing a little touch up here, it does not look bad. So I do feel like if you guys have oil blotters or just a, empty sponge like I normally do, I think it looks pretty good. Because there is some foundations out there, if you guys know what I'm talking about, that when you wear it throughout the day and you do a little touch up, it like pulls off from your oils, I don't feel like this is doing that for me. As soon as I blot it down on this, I'm like, oh, okay, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty matte. It's not pulling off. Yeah. Overall, you guys, look, I do have to say that I don't recommend this foundation for somebody with oily skin. I feel like if you have excessive oily skin, it's going to look really bad throughout the day unless you really don't mind looking oily and looking shiny. You know what I'm saying? But I still stand by what I say within the first review. I still really like it. I feel like it's a really good foundation, and I will say I absolutely love it for like the first 4 hours. Yes, I can totally see after it's kind of like, okay, maybe it does, it has its flaws, but for the first like 4 hours, I'm like, oh, I kept looking in the mirror and I'm like, my skin just looks so bomb. It's so full coverage. It gives me such a even complexion without like putting on so much product. And even still right now, I don't feel like I have a lot of product on. So I would still recommend this if you don't have oily skin. I did see comments in my previous video of people saying that they have oily skin and they like it. It's just one of those things that everybody is going to differ. If I was your makeup artist and I was doing your makeup for your wedding and you tell me you have excessively oily skin, I would not put this foundation on you. 100% no. I just feel like it's going to run away and just get really, really oily. But it is a balm. It is supposed to be hydrating. It's meant for people with dry skin or normal to dry skin. You know what I'm saying? It's not meant for people with oily skin. But anyways, y'all, this will be my final review of this. I still give it 2 thumbs up. I still like it. For my skin type specifically, I really, really do like it, and I feel like it looks so good on my skin. So anyways, y'all, you guys make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.